Hey everyone, welcome back to another Taekook one shot. This is going to have two episodes of this one shot. I hope you will enjoy it. The morning sunlight fell gentle on the courtyard of Jian residence, casting a warm glow over the stone path and blooming. The smell of fresh tree leaves filled the air. The mansion was quiet, the kind of quiet that came after years of tradition and discipline. Inside came Taehyung, carefully folded the last of laundry, his soft hands brushing over Jungkook's white shirt. Each one was perfectly ironed, perfectly folded, perfectly his. The man he has grown to love without even ever meaning to. It had been 2 years since their marriage that was never supposed to be about love. It had been arranged when Taehyung's parents were on their deathbed. His father's last wish had been that their son and Jungkook, the respectful son of Jeon family, had agreed to marry him to honor that wish. They accepted each other. They shared meals, exchanged polite smiles, and spoke kindly but love that came quietly for them. It came in sound of Jungkook's laughter echoing down the hall. It came in the way Jungkook placed a blanket over him whenever he fell asleep on the couch. It came when Jungkook waited for him after dinner, asking softly, "Are you tired, Tae?" And it hurt because Tae thought it was one-sided. It was a calm afternoon. Jungkook had just returned from company and was sitting with his mother, Mrs. Xian, in the family tea room. Taehyung, holding a tray of tea, walking towards the room quite as always. He had been meaning to give Jungkook his favorite ginseng tea, something he always prepared himself, but before he heard his name and then a sentence that shattered his heart. Jungkook, mother, I want to marry again. Taehyung's fingers trembled. The porcelain teacups rattled on the tray, but he held it still for a second. The world seems to stop. Mrs. Jan again. Jungkook, what do you mean? You're already married to Taehyung. Jungkook gentle laugh. I know, mother, but I want to do it properly this time with love. Taehyung didn't hear the last part. He couldn't. His heart had already shut itself off after the first half. His eyes blurred, his breath hinged, and the only thing he heard echoed in his mind was, I want to marry again. He turned away slowly, his lips pressed tight, trying not to cry. In the hallway, the sound of laughter from inside the tea from room felt cruel, almost mocking. For the first time in years, he walked. The walls of the grand mansion felt cold, like strangers lived inside them. The night Jungkook returned to their shared room, tired but content. He had spent hours thinking about how to propose again to Taehyung properly, this time with bows, rings, flowers, and love. But when he entered, the atmosphere was heavy. Taehyung was sitting by the window, moonlight falling softly on his pale face. His eyes were red, but his expression was blank. Taehyung, Jungkook, Tae, you didn't eat dinner? He walks closer, gently placing his hand on Taehyung's shoulder. Taehyung flinches so slightly, but Jungkook noticed Taehyung. I wasn't hungry. His voice was calm, too calm. Jungkook, you are not sick, are you? He bent down, trying to meet his eyes. You look tired. Taehyung coldly, I'm fine. You don't have to worry, Jungkook, soft clench. You always say that, but you never are fine, Taehyung. I said I'm fine. He stood up, brushing past him. You should rest, Jungkook. See the formality. Jungkook hit Jungkook's chest like a stone. He hadn't heard them speak to him like that since the early days of. He reached out, catching Taehyung's wrist gently. Jungkook, what happened? Did someone say something to you? Taehyung didn't answer. He only looked down at Jungkook's hand holding his wrist, and then slowly pulled away. Then, good night. He left the room without another word. Days passed, the house began to notice the change. Taehyung, once quiet but warm, became cold and distant. He stopped waiting for Jungkook for meals. He stopped sitting out his favorite tie every morning. He stopped smiling. Mrs. Jan noticed too. She approached Taehyung one morning while he was arranging flowers in the courtyard. Mrs. Yan, Taehyung, are you mad? Are you and Jungkook fighting? Taehyung politely smiled. No, mother, we are not fighting. Mrs. Jan, then why do you look like you are hurting? Taehyung didn't answer. He stood it tight. Mrs. Jan, you two have been through a lot. Don't let silence ruin what you have built. Taehyung bowed slightly and excused himself. His voice barely audible. Taehyung, excuse me, mother, I have something to prepare. He walked away to his room to the drawer where he kept a piece of paper he never thought had he would use. That night, Jungkook came home late from the company. His excitement about his secret plan to propose again was overflowing. He had already spoken to a manager about the ring. He had chosen things favorite lilies for the bouquet, and even decided to host a small ceremony at the family temple. He imagined Taehyung's smile, his teary eyes, the way he would say, I love you too. But when Jungkook opened the door, his daughter Taehyung was standing by the table holding a stack of papers. He placed them down slowly and looked up at him. Taehyung, I think this is better for both of us. His voice was soft, but his hands trembled. It was a divorce paper. Jungkook confused laugh. What is this? They divorce paper. I already signed them. Jungkook, you are joking, right? He stepped closer, his expression falling into disbelief. What are you saying, Taehyung? You said you want to marry again. His voice cracked slightly, but he studied it, so I thought I should set you free before you do. Jungkook froze, his lips parted, but no words came out. He stared at him, at the tears in Taehyung's eyes that he was trying to so hard to hide. Jungkook, Taehyung, what did you hear? Taehyung, enough. He turned away, unable to face him. Don't lie to me, Jungkook. You don't have to explain, Jungkook, but I do, Taehyung, raising his voice. Please don't make it harder. He finally looked up, tears spilling down his cheeks. I already accepted it. You don't have to pretend. The pain in his voice tore Jungkook's heart. Jungkook, listen to me. Taehyung, you have done enough for me. Jungkook said, you have been kind. You have given me a home. You don't own me, love. Jungkook took a shaky breath and stepped closer, cupping things gently despite his resistance. Jungkook, who said I don't love you? Taehyung shook his head, tears falling freely now. Taehyung, please don't. He pushed Jungkook's hand away and left the room, his footsteps echoing down the empty hallway. Jungkook stood there, eyes wet, holding the papers that carried the weight of misunderstanding. That night, Jungkook couldn't sleep. He sat by the window, the divorce papers lying on the table. His mind kept replaying that. What happened? He thinks I want to marry someone else. He heard only half. He leaned back, running a hand through his hair, frustration burning in his chest. Jungkook to himself, how could I be so careless? He looked towards Taehyung's room. The light was still on. He wanted to go to knock to explain everything, but he was scared that Taehyung would open the door. The next morning, Jimmy and Taehyung's best friend arrived at the mansion. He immediately noticed Taehyung's pale face. Jimin, Tae, what's wrong? You look like you haven't slept. Taehyung, faint smile, just a little tired. Jimin, don't lie to me. Did Jungkook say something? Did you two fight? Taehyung, it's over. Jimin, over? What are you saying? Taehyung, holding back tears, he wants to marry someone else. Jimin, what? Are you sure? Taehyung nodded slowly, and Jimin's eyes softened. He sighed and gently placed a hand on Taehyung's shoulder. Jimin, you love him, don't you? Taehyung whispers so much that it hurts. Jimin, then don't give up without hearing him out. Taehyung, I can't. Jimina, I don't want to beg for love. Jimin looked at him with sadness, unable to argue. From the doorway, Jungkook stood silently listening, his heart breaking at every word. That evening, Jungkook finally made a decision. He went to a small temple behind the mansion, the same place where they were first married 2 years ago. He placed lilies and white candle on the altar and whispered softly, Jungkook, if I lose him because of my own words, I will never forgive myself. He clenched the ring box in his hand and the one he had prepared for the new proposal. He planned to tell Taeyang the truth. He planned to bring him here again. Under the same lights, but this time with love. But Taehyung had already packed his suitcase. The next morning, Taehyung stood by the main gate suitcase. But Taehyung had already packed his suitcase. The next morning, Taehyung stood by the main gate suitcase beside him. He bowed to Mrs. Jan with teary eyes. Taehyung, thank you for everything, mother. Please take care. Mrs. Jan, Taehyung, where are you going? Did you and Jungkook before she could finish, Jungkook's voice came from behind. Jungkook, hey, Taehyung is stupid but didn't turn around. Jungkook, don't go, please. Taehyung, I have to. This house, it doesn't belong to me anymore. Jungkook is stepping forward. You belong with me. Always have. Taehyung, but his lips were frightening tears. Taehyung, don't say that when you are going to marry someone else. Jungkook, frustrated, that's not what I meant. I said I wanted to marry again with you, Taehyung. I wanted to make it real this time. Taehyung's eyes widened, his hand trembling as he turned slowly to face him. Taehyung, what? Jungkook voice cracking. I wanted to marry you again, not someone else. I wanted to confess my love to you properly. You didn't even let me explain. Taehyung's eyes filled with tears again, but this time it wasn't from pain, it was confusion, disbelief, and guilt all at once. Taehyung, you love me? Jungkook is smiling weakly. Since the day you walked into the house with trembling hands and a brave smile, I love you every day. Taehyung's tears finally fell. He took a shaky step towards Jungkook but stopped in midway, too overwhelmed to move further. Jungkook, please don't go. Let me show you what I really meant. Taehyung looked at him for a long moment before whispering, Taehyung, then show me. There around the Jian family mansion was quiet, as if holding his breath. Taehyung stood frozen near the gate, his suitcase beside him, staring at the Jungkook's tearful eyes. The pain mixed with silence. Taehyung was trembling. You wanted to marry me again? Jungkook stepped closer. Yes, only you. Jungkook stepped closer. Yes, only you. Taehyung, I wanted to start again. This time with love, not duty, Taehyung. But I heard you say you wanted to marry again. I thought he closed his gaze, biting his lips to stop it from trembling. I thought you were tired of me. Jungkook softly tired. Taehyung, you are the only reason I wake up every day. He reaches out but stops midway. Afraid Taehyung might pull away again. I wanted to make things right. Our first marriage wasn't filled with happiness. I wanted to give you what you deserved. Taehyung heard whisper, and I ruined it. Jungkook, no, you didn't. I did. I spoke carelessly. I didn't think how it might sound. He smiles weakly. You didn't even let me finish my sentence before deciding to break my heart. Taehyung's eyes welled up, guilt folded in. Taehyung, I'm sorry, I just, his voice cracked. I was scared. Jungkook, I thought you would finally realize how dull. Jungkook, emotionless. He clenched bitterly. Hey, you fill this house with warmth I didn't even know I needed. You think I didn't see the way you looked after me, the way you kept every little thing I liked ready before even I asked. You think that didn't mean anything to me? Then tears falling. Then why didn't you ever say it? Jungkook, because I was scared too. He takes another step, scared that if I confessed, I would lose what little we already had. Then closed his eyes, tears bleeding down. The pain that had consumed him began to melt into something softer. Understanding Mrs. Jan, who had silent watching her from a distance, smiled faintly and turned away, giving them space. Mrs. Jan softly to herself finally. Later that day, they sat opposite each other in the room. The divorced people light on in the half of the table. The silence between them was different now, no longer heavy with hurt, but strangled with emotions they didn't know how to express. Jungkook, you should have shouted at me, not handed me those papers. Taeyang soft plunged through tears. I didn't want it to be the one to hold you back, Jungkook. You are not holding me back, Tae. You are my home. Taeyang looked up, startled. Jungkook's gaze was short but altered. Steady, the kind that made Taeyang chest tighten. Taeyang, then why did you never tell me you love me? Jungkook is smiling sadly because I wanted to do it right. He leans forward slightly. The first time we married, it was rushed out of duty and pity. You deserve better than that. I wanted to propose you this time not as a responsibility but as a man in love. Then you already had the chance to tell me that you didn't need another wedding. Jungkook second head, yes, I did. Because every night when I look at you sleeping beside me, I thought this isn't fair to him. You married me to please your parents. You never got to hear that I wanted this too. That I wanted you. Things looked down, his cheeks blushed, tears sliding slightly. Thing, you are saying all things I meant dream to hear. Jungkook then let me say more. He stood up, took a deep breath, knelt in front of him. Jungkook, Taehyung, will you marry me again? Properly this time, not because anyone told us to, but because we. Taehyung covered his mouth, unable to stop the sob that escaped. His heart was pounding so fast in his chest. He had dreamed of this moment. Jungkook on his knees, eyes full of sincerity, but never believed it could come true. Taehyung, you don't need to kneel. Jungkook is smiling. Then stand with me. He stood up, cupping things face with both hands. His thumbs gently wiping away the tears. I love it, and every version of you, the quiet one, the scared one, the one who avoids eye contact when he is flustered. I love them all. Thank closed his eyes, tears streaming freely. Thank I love you too. He said it so softly that Jungkook almost thought he imagined it. Jungkook whispering said again. Thank smiling through tears. I love you, Jungkook. For the first time in months, laughter returned to their room. Jungkook insisted on preparing breakfast before himself the next morning, thought he ended up burning half of it. Then giggling, you are really bad at this, Jungkook. I'm not bad. The fire just doesn't like me. He frowned, trying to flip the pancake that now looked more like charcoal. See, it's only a little dark. Then a little. Jungkook, that's pure black. Jungkook black means flower. Taehyung laughed so hard he nearly dropped his cup, and Jungkook was just watching him. It has been so long since he had heard that laugh, it felt like the hours finally breathed again. Later, as they sat together eating the half-burnt breakfast, Taeyang looked up. Taeyang, you really planned another wedding? Jungkook nodding, yes. Already asked the temple for the date. He hesitated, but I thought it was over. When you gave me those papers, then I almost made it over. I thought you would never stop me. Jungkook almost didn't, because when I saw those tears in your eyes, I realized how badly I had hurt you. He looked down, voice low. I never wanted to see you cry because of me again. Thanks softly, then don't make promises you can't keep. Jungkook, I'll keep this one. He smiled, reaching across the table, hold Taeyang's hand. I love you properly this time. Taeyang looked at their intertwined hands, his heart swelling with emotions too big to name. That evening, Mrs. Yan called both of them to the living room. She had already heard everything from the servants and from Jimin, who had came running to tell her that they are back together. Mrs. Yan, so you finally talked. She smiled, sipping her tea. I was wondering when the storm would end. Taehyung, blushing, I'm sorry for worrying you, Mother. Mrs. Yan, you don't worry me. You reminded me that love always finds its way back, even in silence. She turned to Jungkook and you. Next time, finish your sentence before breaking hearts. Jungkook grinning sleepily. Yes, Mother. Mrs. Yan, now tell me, when is the wedding? Jungkook excited. In 5 days. Mrs. Yan, 5 days? You didn't even ask them yet. Both of them looked at each other, Jungkook smiling sadly, Taehyung's cheeks pink. Jungkook, he already said yes. Mrs. Yan laughed, standing up and patting Taehyung's head affectionately. Mrs. Yan, this time let's make it a wedding filled with love. The mansion became lively again. The courtyard was decorated with white and golden lanterns. The servants hummed happily, whispering about how beautiful the couple looked together. Jimin and Namjoon arrived to help Jimin, teasing Sir Kim Taehyung. His second turn times the charm. Taehyung, rolling eyes, stop teasing me. Namjoon is smiling. I'm happy for both of you. You deserve this. Jimin, just promise you wouldn't hand him divorce papers again. Taehyung laughing softly. Never again. Meanwhile, Jungkook stood at the temple steps, talking with the priest about the ceremony. He wanted everything perfect, from the lilies, and Taehyung looked to the traditional hanbok color. When Taehyung arrived wearing his hanbok, Jungkook's breathe catch after a very silk golden embroidery and the same size smile that had once stole his heart. Jungkook softly, you are beautiful. Taehyung blushing. Yes, you say that to everyone. Jungkook grinning. Only to the person I'm marrying again. That night, Taehyung couldn't sleep. He stood in courtyard looking up at the stars. Jungkook found him there, wrapped in a Jungkook called Taehyung, yeah, little Jungkook, then let me stay for warmth. They stood together silently, side by side, watching the moon. Taehyung, do you think my parents would be happy if they saw this? Jungkook softly, I think they already are. You have kept their last wish to live, to love, and to be safe. Taehyung smiled faintly, eyes glistening. Taehyung, I used to think love was something brittle, but you made it strong. Jungkook is strong because it's real. Now he turned to face him, brushing a stray hair from Taehyung's forehead. Jungkook, tomorrow when I saw my world, I wouldn't say my word, I wouldn't promise perfection, I will promise efforts every single day. Taehyung, that's all. The wind blows softly between them, carrying the scent of flowers and the quiet rhythm of two hearts healing together. Sunlight filtered through paper windows, and the sound of the temple's bells echoes in the distance. The courtyard was filled with guests, family, clothes, friends, and elders who had seen the. But this time it was different. This time the both eyes carried love, and Taehyung walked down the path in his soft handwork. Jungkook gaze followed him, unwearing the precious smile as they stood side by side. Please do you both choose to stand together again, not to duty but by love? Jungkook firmly, yes. Taehyung is smiling through tears, yes, please. Then may this marriage be your new beginning. The crowd clapped softly as Jungkook turned to face him. His voice low but steady. Jungkook, Taehyung, thank you for staying even when I didn't deserve it. Jungkook from Taehyung, thank you for coming after me. Even when I tried to leave, they both laughed quietly, tears shining in their eyes. Jungkook, I love you. My husband, Taehyung, is smiling warmly. I love you too. The bell rings, petal fell, and for the first time, their marriage felt like they truly began. To be continued. So, everyone, there is one more episode of this story. This is going to be a special episode, as I thought you would love to read one special episode. So, yeah, see you again. Bye bye. Bye.